Have you ever been stuck trying to run a MySQL query in Node.js only to be confused by question mark placeholders? It can be really frustrating, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to tackle how to escape question mark characters in your MySQL queries. I totally get it. You write your query, and suddenly those question marks are causing errors instead of working as placeholders. You're not alone in this struggle. Many developers face this issue when working with MySQL and Node.js. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, "How do I avoid errors when using question mark placeholders in my MySQL query?" They provided a query that updates a project, but ran into issues because the question marks were being misinterpreted. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this together. So what's happening here? In MySQL, question marks are used as placeholders for values, but when you have a question mark in your string, it can confuse the query parser. This is a common pitfall, and understanding it is the first step to solving the problem. And stick around. I have a crucial tip at the end that will help you avoid this issue in the future and make your queries run smoothly. To address the issue with the question mark characters in the SQL query, the user should first understand that the MySQL library interprets question marks as placeholders for parameters. Therefore, we need to escape the question mark in the string to prevent it from being treated as a placeholder. The user can escape the question mark by using a double question mark. This tells the MySQL library to treat it as a literal character instead of a placeholder. Let's modify the query accordingly. Now, the user should update the query function in their code. They will replace the single question mark in the content string with a double question mark. This will ensure that the query executes without errors. Finally, the user should test the updated query to confirm that it works as expected. They can run the application and check the database to see if the content has been updated correctly. Fun fact, did you know that the question mark is one of the oldest punctuation marks? It dates back to the 8th century, but in programming, it can sometimes lead to modern-day headaches. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. This user suggests reporting the issue as a bug. They argue that the question mark characters should not be replaced when they appear in string literals, delimited identifiers, or comments. If the Node.js package is replacing question marks in these contexts, it is considered a significant bug. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. Another user has shared an alternative approach for handling multiple parameters in a MySQL query using Node.js. They suggest creating a JSON object to hold key value pairs for your query parameters. This method is particularly useful for PUT requests, allowing you to easily add one or more parameters to your database update. That's all on that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative approach suggests that prepared statements replace each question mark in order with elements from the provided array. To keep a question mark as a placeholder, you can either use a different character or include two elements in the array. The first element would replace the question mark after hello, while the second would replace the one for ID. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. An alternative approach to escaping question mark characters in MySQL queries is to use the escape function. This method helps prevent SQL injections by ensuring that user-provided values are safely handled. And here's the tip I promised. Always double-check your placeholders and the values you are passing. This simple habit can save you a lot of debugging time in the long run. And there you have it. You should now be able to handle question mark placeholders in your MySQL queries without any issues. Remember, careful structuring and escaping are key. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button for more tips, and don't miss our next video where we dive deeper into Node.js best practices.